fans, get ready because we've got some really exciting news. The 2026 Jeep Recon is on the horizon, and this one's shaping up to be one of the most talked about SUVs in years. Jeep is taking a big step into the electric future, but they're doing it without losing that legendary off-road DNA that's made the brand iconic for decades. And honestly, I think this might just be the EV that finally wins over hardcore off-road enthusiasts. First off, let's talk about the design. The Recon has this rugged, boxy stance that immediately screams Jeep. It doesn't look like a soft, city-focused EV. It looks like it's ready to tackle trails, rivers, and mountains straight out of the showroom. You'll notice the classic 7-slot grille has been reimagined, now with a modern twist. And there are aggressive wheel arches that give it a really planted look. The removable doors and open-air roof options mean Jeep isn't straying from what makes it fun to drive outdoors. It honestly feels like the Wrangler met the future and produced the Recon. Now here's where things get really interesting. Instead of a big gas-guzzling V6 or V8, the 2026 Recon is all electric. Jeep says it's going to deliver instant torque, which is huge when you're crawling over rocks or powering up steep trails. That immediate surge of power is something even the most powerful gasoline engines can't really match. Range-wise, Jeep is targeting something very competitive, enough to keep up with rivals like Rivian and the upcoming electric Bronco. And while they're calling it an EV, there are strong rumors of a hybrid variant being developed too, which could give people even more flexibility, especially those who want longer range without depending on charging stations in remote areas. Off-road capabilities are, of course, the soul of this SUV. Jeep is equipping the Recon with select terrain traction management, locking differentials, beefy off-road tires, and even underbody protection to keep the battery safe while you're out in the wild. They've also teased that it will have a one-pedal off-road mode, which lets you control both acceleration and braking with a single pedal. Perfect for technical climbs where precision is everything. And if you're into overlanding or camping, Jeep is planning accessories like roof racks, solar panel add-ons, and even built-in tow hooks that make the Recon a real adventure machine. Inside, things feel like a leap forward from the more traditional Wrangler. The cabin is still tough and functional, but it's cleaner, more modern, and packed with tech. Expect a big digital cluster and a massive touchscreen running Jeep's latest Uconnect system. But they've promised it's not just tech for the sake of tech. Jeep wants everything to be useful in the outdoors. For example, the navigation system will include trail maps, charging station locations, and off-road route planning. There's even talk about seats designed with washable materials, so you don't have to worry about mud or sand ruining the interior. It's very clear Jeep wants this to be an EV you're not afraid to get dirty. Now let's talk about pricing, because that's always the big question. Jeep hasn't confirmed final numbers yet, but industry insiders are estimating a starting price in the mid-$50,000 range, with higher trims climbing into the $70,000s if you go fully loaded with all the off-road packages and luxury touches. That puts it right in line with the Rivian R1S, and likely just under what we'll see from the electric Bronco. Considering the Recon combines Jeep's proven off-road expertise with modern EV performance, that price point might actually look like a bargain. And how does it compare to Jeep's past models? Honestly, the Recon feels like a fresh direction, but it still pays tribute to the Wrangler and the Cherokee. It keeps that sense of freedom and capability, but updates it for a new era where sustainability and zero emissions are becoming just as important as horsepower and torque. Unlike some of Jeep's plug-in hybrid models like the 4X, the Recon was designed from the ground up to be electric. So everything, from the chassis to the drivetrain, was engineered with EV performance in mind. That's a huge difference, and it means the Recon should feel more refined and more capable than a Wrangler that's simply been converted to hybrid power. At the end of the day, the 2026 Jeep Recon is more than just another electric SUV. It's Jeep planting its flag in the EV world, saying you don't have to give up adventure just because you're driving electric. If they deliver on what's been promised, rugged design, serious off-road chops, plenty of range, and a price that makes sense, I think the Recon could become one of the most important Jeeps of the modern era. And for fans who've been nervous about the shift to electric, this might be the one that proves an EV can still feel like a true Jeep. So, what do you guys think? Is the Recon the Jeep you've been waiting for, or are you still holding out for the traditional Wrangler? Personally, I think Jeep's nailed the balance here, and I can't wait to see it hit the trails in 2026.